Are you sick of processes that can't adapt on the fly? Then you need Conditional Logic with Process Street. This lets you set rules in your processes to show variable tasks and elements based on what happens in the process. Let's say you have a hiring process with separate tasks to assess different candidates. If you are hiring for marketing, you'd want to review their portfolio, and for development, you'd need to conduct an interview. Instead of having two separate hiring processes, you can have a single branching process with conditional logic that changes the available tasks accordingly. No more half-completed checklists and huge task lists that aren't always needed. Everyone sees what they need to see. Conditional logic is what makes this possible. Conditional logic is set up inside your template editor, so open the template you want to customize and click Edit. Before diving into the feature, you need to have 4 things for conditional logic to work in your templates. The first 2 are required before you can create conditional logic. First, you need tasks or components that should only appear in certain situations. Next, you'll also need 1 or more form fields that allow you to choose which scenario you are operating under. The next 2 components actually comprise conditional logic. First, you need to have some tasks or components hidden by default. These are all of the same components we mentioned earlier. Next, you need to set up rules that tie everything together by saying that when a form field has a specific value, certain tasks should be shown or hidden as needed. To set these components up, click the Conditional Logic button at the top of the screen. Click the Hide Content by Default button and select the tasks you want to avoid showing by default. This will hide the task and all of the content inside it. Selecting a header will hide all the tasks and form fields in that section to make things a little easier. Now let's build our rules. Click Add Rule to create a blank rule that you can set up to your liking. These rules work by setting conditions to tell Process Street that, if this happens, show or hide certain tasks, form fields, content elements, or headers. So, to make our marketing task show up, I'd use this rule to say that, if this form field shows that we're hiring for marketing, show them the Review Marketing Portfolio task. To do the same for development, I simply add a new rule and say that, if the checklist shows we're hiring for development, then show the Conduct Development Interview task. You can show or hide parts of tasks in exactly the same way. Just select them in your rules as you would an entire task. The fields you can show and hide are form fields, email widgets, files, images, videos, and subtasks. Now we click Save and it's all set up. Any checklists created from this process template will have the initial set of tasks required to kick off the process. Your checklist will then adapt to show the relevant tasks as you work through it and fill in information. This is a very basic example of how you can use conditional logic, but with a little creativity, you can make even the most complex processes a cinch to complete. Start using conditional logic and many other powerful features by signing up for free at process.st.